This happened during the reign of Claudius. Jesus the prophet, the ultimate revelation of God. Jesus is prophetic in his pronouncements, Matthew 24:25, and in his actions, Matthew 21:12 and 19. He prophesies his own future in Matthew 17:12. He fulfills OT prophecy, Isaiah 53, Old Testament prophecy. Understanding prophets. Prophets enjoy being alone with God, waiting on God, listening to God. Understanding prophets. Words that describe a prophet: waiting, retreating, seeking God's heart, challenging, confronting. Understanding prophets. The prophet in everyday life. Visionaries, futurists, people who speak out their perceptions, and often the creative types. Apostle definition. Apostle comes from the Greek word apostolos, meaning one who is sent. The apostle is visionary and pioneering. They might establish new churches or kingdom initiatives. They provoke others to seek vision and start new things. Apostle Bible example, Paul throughout Acts. During the night, Paul had a vision of a man of Macedonia standing and begging him, "Come over to Macedonia and help us." After Paul had seen the vision, we got ready at once to leave for Macedonia, concluding that God had called us to preach the gospel to them. Jesus the Apostle. Jesus is the sent one. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but to save the world. John 3:17. Fix your thoughts on Jesus, the Apostle and High Priest, whom we confess. Hebrews 3:1. Understanding apostles. Apostles enjoy dreaming dreams and making them happen, causing breakthroughs, change, strategizing. Understanding apostles. Words that describe an apostle: imagines, initiates, excites, envisions, challenges, stretches, pioneers. Understanding apostles. The apostle in everyday life. Explorers, innovative business people. Understanding yourself. Share with your neighbour. Overall, which of the fivefold ministries do you think is your base ministry? Which is your current phase ministry? Now, we did a questionnaire, basically, and it's all these, it's called the Fivefold Ministries Questionnaire, and I don't know if you can see that, but there's all sorts of questions, and there's 3 different boxes. You can either tick often, sometimes, or rarely. I mean, one of the questions, people comment that they remember what I tell them about God. Well, for me, that's rarely, because I'm not so much of an evangelist. I don't go out and tell people about God. Maybe I do it on YouTube, but I don't go up to people at work, or I think what it is, maybe it's fear, maybe I'm thinking, well, what are people going to say? Are people going to take the mick? I don't know. So, basically, we did these And then after it says number of items marked often, and then you put that down, you know, in basically in different boxes at the bottom, and then you multiplied by 2 if there were all the boxes in often, and then number of items marked sometimes, and then you just add the sometimes on. And my highest, and we were reading them out the other night in our group, my highest was prophet, and the one that I got least on was teacher, because I'm not a teacher, you see, but I like doing these YouTube videos, and you know, I just could not be a teacher, no chance. But you know, I believe that we've all got a bit out of a prophet, pastor, teacher, evangelist and apostle. There's something there for all of us, but what category do we fit in best? I've had dreams and visions, and I've had strong thoughts about God, so maybe I do fit in the prophet category, but just underneath was pastor, so I'm not too sure about that. But I mean, basically it's just a questionnaire. But in the name of Jesus, I receive that gift, that prophetic gift, Lord. I receive it now in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, and I grab it and put it in my heart, because that is my heart's desire. A few years ago, I had a vision that it was going to be really bad weather. I had a vision of it snowing really bad, and there were thick snow and ice all around. I'm talking about 8 weeks before this happened. And in my last job role, you know, I used to go out to different parts of the country. Sorry about that, battery just went. Right, I was speaking about quite a few years ago how I had a vision. It was a really strong vision, and I felt as though that I heard words say, book these 2 days off, book these 2 days off. I used to be on the road, and about a good, probably almost 2 months before this happened, I booked the days off. And I can remember the days where it began to snow was a week in February, and when that week came, I knew that the Thursday and Friday were going to be really bad weather-wise. So I had those 2 days off, and I knew that God told me to book those 2 days off. Amazing sometimes. It doesn't happen all the time, but I really believe that God pre-warned me, because once before when I was on the road, I almost crashed. I almost crashed quite a few times actually, but I really believe that God was there to protect me. I hope you've enjoyed me talking about this. I'm Northern Hero, and I will see you another time. God bless and goodbye.